Good evening, Miss Heather. How are you today? See, you got that channel up and running. Looks like you got some subs started already. I will be looking forward to the content. Definitely can use it. Hey, Robert G, how you doing? How you doing? Day to day, boy. Day to day. Guess I should put some ears on. Guess I should put some. I'm like one of those truckers. Got your ears on, good buddy. I think I do. Hello, Mike. Mike, Heather, and Rob G. Dig it, Rob G. Rob G. What y'all doing with your Saturday? Still pretty early. Any new and exciting things going on? Hope y'all are doing good. I keep peeking at Heather's channel, waiting for a link to the classes. Well, sounds like she's gonna drop that info as she goes. I don't know. It's gonna be good though. Winding down. I said that backwards. You're winding down now, thankfully. That's what's up. Quiet into a long week. I have had the last couple of weeks of what you could call misfortunes, but are also just a natural part of life. So I'll just call them that. It's very much a little therapeutic. Mike says, I did learn chasing bourbon with pre-workout hits different. I don't know if bourbon and exercise is a thing. Probably not a good idea. I would listen to Robert on this one, Mike. I would take that sage advice. What I am making today is this box for this violin. Of course, I got to stabilize it a little bit more, but that's where we're at so far. Doing this all with hand tools and no fasteners. So far it's so good. Trying to get used to, just the hand saws and joinery and thinking that's involved with that. A little bit of patience that's involved with that. But it's Saturday, so a weird long week ahead of me. Let's see what the chat's saying. Hope y'all are doing good. I'm peeking in the air scan. But I did learn chasing blah 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 blah. Poor man's speedball. Well, pretty mid-shelf one actually, says Heather. don't know. Get you some old MD 2020. You don't need to mix anything with that. That'll solve all your problems. Or it'll give you all your problems. What is it? I can't say with. Wes, you old enough that you had to shake them up. Yeah. Yeah. Tasted like Kool-Aid. Had to tell my wealthy uncle what a steel reserve actually was when someone gifted them one. And he posted it on his Instagram like it was a new wine. That's funny. Drink the neck out of a bottle of Thunder Chicken. Fill it with that Donald Duck juice. I have no idea what you need now. I'm lost. I was never really a heavy drinker, so I get lost real quick in the alcohol conversation. That's my bad. But as far as this stuff is concerned, I'm gonna flip this around. I broke my whole setup earlier, so now gotta try to reconfigure a new sitch. Gotta wait and see if the camera's pointing towards the right stuff. Let go. That's kind of what I'm after. Kind of. So we got that marked out. And that's going to leave us, holy moly, that's tight. It's so tight. Sheesh, that's not a lot of room for error, but that's got to be our top and our bottom. So we're going to try to cut right through that line and hope for the best. We're going to have to be very meticulous about that cut. So, no time like the present, let's lock it down and get it set up for a cut. Let's go ahead and put it together. Make our box. I'm going to make my line a little bit darker. A little bit darker than that. Seems like the width's square. Tighten up, girl, tighten up. very front of this. Right at that line. That's what I want to focus. I'm going to pop me a little bitty wedge in the back here as I go. It's going to open it up just a little bit. It's not going to do a whole lot. Make it a little easier as I cut. Now, I think we got a pretty good line there. It ain't perfect, but sandable enough to get right. Now we're going to do a quick cut along that line. I guess we'll go ahead and do it with the saw tool and go ahead and be sticklers about it. I guess I'll just fasten that down. I'll just do one side at a time. It's just the only way that makes sense. Now, I have heard that there's some benefit to using the wax on the blade of a saw. I've not done that before, so maybe we'll try that real quick and see how that works. If it works, do a little experiment. This thing binds up quite a bit. I mean, not horribly, but quite a bit. Let's see if that helps. I do feel a little better. Can't front. Let's see. If we go there, still got room, but not square, obviously. You can sand that down and get that good. Let's look at the other side. Make us a little ice cream sandwich. Let's see, that's a little wider down there. What if I use this piece down there? Will that work better? Eesh. No. Gonna have to put some sand on that one for sure. Oh, that works. When these things are not exactly right, you gotta adjust to them like that. So that can go ahead and happen right there. Just like that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to pull that bad boy right there. Let me double check. Make sure I don't have a better set of circumstance. I think this is the way. Okay. So first things first, we're going to glue this, we're going to glue this, we're going to put them together. Now it looks off here because it is off. I'm squaring up on this edge and this edge, and then I'm going to shave this edge and this edge once everything is dry. The other great benefit of the F-clamp. I think I'm going to put some little baby alligators on that though, just to get a nice tight squeeze out everywhere. You only need one, obviously. Just one. But because it looks so good over there, I know it's about to. Yeah, just another one. That's it. Just that one. Squeeze out. Anybody tells you you need more than one clip for a squeeze out, and they're insane. They just, you tell them what does it says you only need that one. And then of course once you've got, you gotta have balance, and this is not for clamping, it's just for balance, overall. Overall you might need one more. That's it. After that, that's it. You're done. You don't have to do not one more clip except for right there. Just right there. Like that's the only spot where you could possibly need another clip. You know? And that's not really as significant as that. Yeah. Crack the top a little bit. Hope that's repairable or sandable. One of the two. It'll be a blessing. Let's hit them corners. It's good. That can chill right there. Take a quick second and check the chiz at. Calvin popped in and said, hey y'all, wanted to pop in and say hi and give a thumbs up. Thank you, Calvin. I appreciate that, man. Heather said, hey. Hey. Ahmed said hi. What's up, Ahmed? How you doing? The Northern Skate said, can you not clamp it straight to the table? Would give an even pressure all around then. That's a pretty good idea. The Northern Skate. I think I'm gonna let that glue settle a little bit, and then I'll probably do just that. But right now, it's a little bit slippy, slidery. I think I want to leave it unbothered while I know that these two sides are flush. Still, that one and that one. And then, that's going to be the lid, but I'm going to have to cut a shape to fit inside of that box and then put it on the lid, right? Because I want it to just bloop, sit down and look the same both ways. Hey Matthew, how you doing? Matthew shows up with the confetti. Dad's Workshop says Wes is close to 10K subscribers, gonna get there any day / hour. Mr. says, yo, what up? Northern Skate said fair. I do like to put a bunch of extra clamps on stuff though. Just a excessively glue-uppy kind of guy. I don't know. Who's to say where I get it from, huh? I wonder what kind of simple stand could even come with this. I don't know. I almost feel like I should be making the little thingamabob that you use. Matthew says he's good. Thanks for asking. He's just made a smoothie and took one earlier in the afternoon. It's so good. All right, I feel you. I enjoy a nice smoothie myself. It's quite nice, quite nice. All right, in a few seconds, I'm gonna flip this up, and then we're gonna scrape that excess glue. See how firm we are. Because it don't take forever for this glue to get started. But when I get a good squeeze out, I like to leave it for a little bit. Sometimes I'll come through, scrape that little bit of extra off. But right now, yikes.
of even pressure. I'm not going to turn down a bad suggestion. I mean, a good suggestion. You know what I'm saying? Got the opportunity. Get your ego out of it. Let's see. That might make it a little easier for us to clean up as well. Put it right here on this edge. Maybe I'll put, yeah, that's the clean side that I don't need to do anything to. Fasten right there. Put a little pressure. Nothing too excessive. You know me, I get insecure when I don't have 150 clamps on something. But it seems to be held down pretty snug right there. I'm gonna grab something and cut it off. Got my girlfriend. That wood glue, you kind of got to get it wet, and you got to get it dry. Get it in the middle, you can have some problems. I think what we're going to do after this sets up, we're going to chamfer these edges all around. I think I'm going to sand this one down to the box. I don't know if I want to try to cut it, if I can do that without bad pressure. And I think my saw might be too wide to get under there and cut up, which would be ideal. But I gotta let it sit. Gotta let it sit. Meanwhile, this is gonna be bottom. I guess we could trace that out too. Can't do it until after that. What can we do to set this up, like as an off-duty stand? You know what I mean? I need to clean that up. Some sort of little stand for this thing. Put a little light sand over here on this side. Just sort of clean up this edge. I want these to be just dead flat against each other, with the only real variable being the color. It's a nice clean look that way. Thing is, these two woods are very different. They sand very differently. So that's the best way to a clean fit, you know. Almost like a sanding shooter's door. I might be bold enough to do that. Maybe it's in the truck. Let me check. I have to leave you here because you'll disconnect. I'll be right back. I'm back. Now I was gonna do this without power tools, but y'all might get bored. Y'all might get bored. This is the truth of the matter. Okay, so what we're gonna do is at least clean up just the excess of this. This is walnut. It does not sand light and easily by hand, so we're gonna have to do it light and easily by the power of a rowboat. Pop a little battery in this thing. Click. All right. We're not gonna get too crazy. It's right here. Right here, and we're gonna get too crazy. Just gonna hit that edge. Juice. A lot of juice. Dang. There's always when the power. Since we're breaking the power tool rule, we might as well just go ahead and fire up the belt sander. Get this business done proper. Now real quick, is Miss Heather still in here? Well, Robin says no one can ever have too many clamps. It's never enough. Always just need one more. That's exactly right. Northern Skid said, did you use epoxy resin to glue it, Wes? No, I used Tight Bond 2. going on, Tim? How you doing? How you doing? All right. If you've ever tried to find sand with one of those, you know it will hurt your feelings in no time. So when you get close and you're not out of control, shut it down and get into hand sand mode, because you're not going to take millimeters off with that. And if you do, you're not going to take them one at a time. Ask me how I know. So this is like an 80 grit right here. I got this clamped down pretty tight. I don't feel like the vibration of what I'm doing here is going to be enough to break the bond that's setting. Gentlemen, hit that like button, said Mr. Tim Reed. And ladies. The ladies are a little bit more compliant than the dudes tend to be. But we'll see. Which does it? Oh yeah. You know, I could also put the old, I put several tools on that. This one right here. They're all good friends and fans of this girl. That grain change right there. Just changed. Ugh. Yikes. Well, we got glue though. Scoop a little bit out of that. Straighten that out. It's not good. Get right inside of that. And then we're just going to get rid of our road piece. We're just going to pull that back together. Let's see if we can find one of these with a little less clamping force, but the same mouth, which would be the Alligator Plastico. It's got a little bit softer bite. We're not finished. We don't want to start mucking it up yet. Let that sit for a second too. Sometimes we just be moving too fast, man. Sometimes we just gotta sit and let nature take its course. Tim says, I apologize, ladies. I'm usually in the majority male chats and forget about you. Speak of the Devilina Flossie. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Arami says that ingrain can be a source of frustration, no doubt. You know it and I know it. Oh my gosh. But somehow I keep forgetting it. And keep paying the price. That's how you learn. You get enough trauma, you be like, okay, so the stove is hot, you say. Got it. Got it. Didn't hear you when you said it, when the stove said it. I got it. Matthew says, hi, Flossie, because he's a gentleman. This is going to be nice too. I wish I had already set this, and I was able to go ahead and flip it and do that part. Not yet. It's so precise, it just cannot go goofy. And this is not a perfect 90s. We just guessed those 45s and stuck them together. So, you know, it's a freestyle box. It's going all right, Miss Flossie. It's going all right. I just clipped the edge off of my box bottom. But I learned a valuable lesson in the process. So I guess it's going all right. Good to see you tonight. How are you? Or this evening? Oh, I didn't mean to do that at all. Be a little more gentle with my toolage. Another method. Well, I didn't even see that happen. That's bad. That's bad. This new system, I can't see it the same way. So I apologize if I'm leaving you out of anything. Feel free to fuss at me in the chat, and I'll get my life together. As best I can, anyway. It's still right there, little piece. I know this looks a little bit scary in the direction that I'm going. With my finger there applying pressure. But what you don't know is these are not Wes's fingers. This is Michael J. White's fingers. Yep. He is my stunt double. Been great to have him around. Keep me safe, you know. I'm pretty important. I like to brag. Good to keep some scrubs around here to protect the investment, if you know what I mean. The money man. El Capitan. Flossie says it was playing music. I just heard an old ice cream truck go by. Working on the table and taking a break. Oh, wow. What kind of table? What kind of table? I am interested. How you doing, Arami Rutledge? LJ Woodworks. What kind of music was it playing? Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. That's how they play now. I'm going to leave this running in the background as a work table. Oh, okay, so you're not going to be able to necessarily answer us. But I appreciate you stopping in and listening in. Ain't nobody saying anything bad about Flossie behind her back right now. I'll let you guys know when the coast is clear. Old times ice cream truck music. It was almost creepy. Yeah, it kind of was. All of the ice cream truck music, I don't know. If it's a sunny day, it's not. I don't know why. I'm well, better than I deserve for sure, says Ronnie. Okay, sounds like an understanding of gratitude. It's a very zen answer. Thanks for asking. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for being here. All right. All right. This I think we're kind of good on until we get to the chamfering. And this, we're not yet at our final dimensions. It's very close, but we don't want to start working on this until it's on the other side. It's fitted, and we can properly do it the same way, just like this. Except, we got to figure out how to get it to one fasten. I'm thinking maybe earth magnets. And then we got to figure out some way to make it a display thing. Maybe next time I will use some epoxy. That epoxy dries up real fast, man. Meantime, if you got any questions, I'm right here. I'm right here for a hot second. While that box dries up, let me set you over here. Also, oh, don't fall off. I just quote you. Also, I don't know if she's still in here. I don't think so. Miss Heather was in here a little bit earlier. She's got a channel going. If you scroll up in the chat, you see Heather B. You can click on her, I think. Let me see if I can. But she is doing a channel right now, and they teach you how to edit your videos, which I desperately need. So, if you get a chance, I'm not good enough to put a link in here. I'm trying, but it ain't working. So, but you can always scroll up in the chat. It's Heather B. If you want to follow and see somebody who knows how to professionally edit and teach you how to edit. Good friend of the channel. Let's take a hydration moment, shall we? I always get covered in sawdust when I turn on the lathe. It says my honey's handmade. And hi, Wes. Hi. I'm sure you get completely covered in sawdust, but I look so forward to the day that I'm covered in that kind of dust. I promise you. Right now, I get very excited when I've got something big enough that I can do hand planing with and get shavings everywhere, but it's on occasion at best. And I am in the process of scouring Facebook Marketplace for a lathe so that I can do just that. But I might have to set up a separate part of the shop for that. I don't know. Tim says, why doesn't the cup match the hat? I don't know. I guess I just got to switch it up sometimes and give you some contrast. But you got to admit the yellow and forest green are functional, at least. But you got to do some diversity and equity around here. Pink is welcome in this shop. Flossie says, I can't tell what color my hair is. Marketplace is where I bought my first lathe, says my honey's handmade. Oh yeah? I'm looking forward to the process, I'll be honest. I never bought a lathe before. Oh man, I'm looking flabby. Ugh. You suck my gut in. I'm gonna have to do laps in between glue ups over here. Wax sauce. Crazy. So would you recommend going big on the first lathe? Because eventually I want to get, at least table leg size, at least cane length. Or would you recommend something small? Because I know nothing about it. I watched a bunch of you guys doing it, but I don't know anything about what's a good product or what's a good, or if it even matters all that much in the beginning. You know what I mean? Sometimes they don't. I do a live streams on the lathe on my channel. Drop by sometimes. For sure I will. Smaller and expand the bed as needed. Let's go to that channel over there. Make sure that I subscribe it. I'm not at all. And I've seen you. I have gotten your shorts in my feed, I believe. So yeah, finally, I'm there. So, my honey's handmade. I am going to click you in as a moderator just so we know who you are from now on. If that's alright with you. Rami says smaller and expand the bed as needed. Got you. I would recommend a 12-inch swing, which means you can turn a maximum of a 12-inch diameter. And that's pretty good. But Rami says, I agree with honey. With my honey. My honey's handmade. Your name is... What should we be calling you? Well, I keep calling you my honey, but, it appears you might be a dude. And I don't know if that bothers you or not. But, I try to be mindful and respectful of people and little things. Oh, can I get that? Can I do it? Can I get it? That's getting harder and harder. You gotta keep doing it so you know when you've gotten too old to go get the remote for yourself. You need to know the day that happens. So I can unlock the door and call my kids in. Steve. Appreciate you, Steve. Steve says I have 2 lathes, one with extensions so I can turn legs, just never have turned legs. Okay, that's a bet. Orami says I'm from the South. Everyone is susceptible to being called honey. This is a fact. This is a fact. But I'm also from the South where the dude, the wrong dude called the wrong dude honey. It could be a problem in certain segments of the South. So I try to make sure I'm in the respectful side of whatever conversation I'm in. You know what I mean? Put these incense on. See if we can get some atmosphere in here. Goat F says, can I shout out my friend? His name is Bart Simpson. Hey Bart Simpson. Orami says, true enough. Yup. So, You got this side. You got that side. I think I can maybe flip this boy around that way. Get a little break on the pressure. And then we can work this side on the camera side. Still be visible. Still get this stable over here. Keep our pressure. This kid try to play me like I'm Mo over here. Come on, kid. Come on, kid.
Is there an Amanda here? Is there an Amanda? Amanda hugging kiss. Come on, everybody, wake up. I need an Amanda hugging kiss over here.
Is that what you're after? The old Mo. The old hassle, the old dude at his place of business. I respect it. I respect it. Hang out and learn some woodwork. Tim Reed said, flip it and reverse it. That's right. It's a Missy Elliott reference for those who are not hip hop fluent. Why am I on my face? Why did this fall up on my face? I swear to God, I was cutting these incredible slippers over here. This is crazy. It's a new system, y'all. It's a new system for me. Ah, I can't believe that. Can't believe it. Whack sauce. You're looking right up my nostril, and I'm over here slicing slivers like freaking tripping. Neglecting you. I can't believe I even did it. I'm trying to remedy it, friends. All right. Had to say that one out loud. Absolutely. Joseph said hi. Hi, Joseph. How are you? Let me just try to knock this little edge down right here. I'm going to go that way until I get to that edge. Hopefully, once I do, I can keep it. I'm going to try to just slice up. And I'm going to try slicing down at an angle. Calvin says this at his workshop. If you're not sure or you can't go where the grain would like from this angle, you have a tough time slicing from that side. So he says go at a diagonal. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start up and I'm going to slice down at a diagonal to get this corner. Working perfectly. This little tip from your Uncle Calvin, passed on by your Uncle Wes. Go check him out directly at Dad's workshop if you want. The guy is a legend. Alright, now I'm going to hit this side over here. See if I can clean that up. Now, mind you, I'm going to be going not the way ideally I want to. But I have to keep this camera view intact. So I'm going to try to see if I can get it diagonally this way. You can kind of see that effort in motion. There we are. That was it. Simple as that. Nice and clean here. We're going to get a little bit more off of that edge. A little bit more. And then we're going to just go diagonal on the way down. That seemed to work perfectly. That is a good tip to have in your toolbox. Alright. So now we've got 3 flush sides to this. That means at least on this one, we're ready for a light sand with the 120. I went to 220 just around the edge. And just to kind of marry those to the same exact dimensions, just by giving them the same stress at the same time. Right? Also won't hurt that glue joint any at all this way either. Now keeping this flat because we are going to come back and do a chamfer around it, so we keep it dead flat up against here as best we can. But again, this is 220. We're not going to chew off too much material. But I do want to get it down so we can get rid of some of that glue. That glue, when it soaks in, is kind of a pain. Little elbow grease. Once it's dry, we'll let you sand it out. I hate to have to compromise in that way if you can help it. I did not intentionally make this look like an ice cream sandwich. But it 100% is going to look like an ice cream sandwich. I apologize for that. I didn't mean to be corny. It's just who I apparently am at this stage of my life. I'm on some serious dad business right now. And even my work inadvertently is dad jokes. Inadvertently means, we know, Dad. Y'all alright in the chat? Did you doze off? Did my poor angles disrupt your flow? Irritate your souls? Send you packing? I think this is good enough. So we can at least handle it right now, right? Got a pretty clean union here. Mostly. Not too bad. Got a little tear out from those clamps earlier without the boots on. It's not great, but it's not awful. It looks like a little casket for it. Oh no. Like a little ice cream sandwich casket. This little violin of Dracula. I don't know. I gotta figure out a way to display that better than that. Alright, meanwhile, let's figure this part out. Set him to the side. And we gotta find an exact matchup for this so that we can cut it or sand it perfect. And then we can call it done. And we can go fasten the insides, and then it's going to lock in, and we got to figure out how to make some magnets work with that. But for right now, we have to figure out how to keep these together while we do some sanding on it. We got two sides we got to do that to. Let's just clamp them. Why not? Why not? Let's clamp them. And it'll keep our pressure on the first glue up, which is not a bad thing at all. It'll be flush and clean on this side, and that's fine. So it should work out okay. I'm going to just put my handle down here on the back side. I'm going to make sure we got a bit of flush. And you know what we do for that kind of thing. Usually put the mallet on it and tap. We'll give it a second. And we'll gentle parent right now. Alright. Now that's tight. Where is the other? Is that tight? Go wood. I told y'all. I said it looks like an ice cream sandwich. I didn't intend to, but that is absolutely 100% true. This looks like an ice cream sandwich. And it shall remain ice cream sandwichy. Because this is where we're at. This is what we got right now. I never change. Do you think I can? It's going to be a little bit of a task. I'm going to have to be really serious about this if I'm it's a lot of pressure though. But I got to have it tight to keep it right. Get you a good angle on the old ice cream sandwich. It does not want to be cut from that direction. If I scoop over here, you could potentially get an entirely different wax. And look how that wood curls so smooth and nice and polite. And coming from this direction. Now we're going to keep going until we cut out that tear. Cutting it out from this side keeps it from tearing where we don't want it. And we relieve that trauma on the wood itself. And we're going to do it carefully. You see, it's starting to happen the other direction now because the wood grain has changed again. So we'll do the same thing. Approach it again from the side it wants to be approached from. And if you're not sure, gentle. go down to 90. See it starting with the split. Let's go to this side. This will be happening the same way with a little block plane. The wood decides which way you can cut it. Simple as that. A good sharp chisel helps. Most times, the wood decides. So we just skim across. Woo. See, it's trying again. So close. See how I'm getting a little bit of that cherry now, so it means I'm about as far as I want to go. I'll pull a little bit off of this because I want to relieve that trunk. I want to get that break out of here. Bit here. There's that wavy grain right there. I'm just catching it right there at an intersection. Just gotta do some of this by feel. Some of it by the feel of your hand, some of it by the feel of the tool itself. Man, it's gonna be tough. I'm gonna just have to sand it. These are really there. We're gonna sand. Maybe we'll use a 120. 2 might be too harsh for that. Might not be, but this won't hurt. sorry, chat. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was cutting stuff. Wes, I just drill some holes in it and call it an ice cream sandwich paperweight. Ha! That's hilarious. Eco Wood says I like net ice cream sandwiches. Hey Plywood, how you doing? Wilson said hi. What's up, Wilson? Eco Woods Craft says, do I have a scraper? I do not. Not an effective one either. Tim Reed says, Plywood says, Tim Reed, now I want ice cream. What's up, Plywood? Now I want ice cream. Shale says hi. What's up, Shale? Oh, man. I don't have a scraper. I'm going to have to old school it over here. Hit this ingrain with this old Chiselmatic 2000. That's what they were doing in the 80s right here. I'm getting a little attention to this corner so I don't have to worry about it later. I still need to look at it. It wanted to do it. It wants to do it. I don't know, it might have done it. Catch it from that side, but let me see. Let me just get close to it. Problem is, you just gotta know you can't take too much. That piece right there and continue to get all of this over here. Alright. And once we do, we can handle that problem in a very singular way. It's one minor problem. Do have to get hold that ice cream sandwich. Crapple. Slow that down. I think we might have to leave that to the sandpaper too. So, let's do an old cheap trick. You knew it and I knew it. Squeak it in there. But you gotta be bold and willing to pull that back. Even if it snaps like that, you'll get glue in it. And you just press it back in. And it's fine. Now, you also can put some sawdust on that if you want. But you can do that now or later, so you may as well do it. A little bit of both. A little bit of both. Put it on now, and then if you need some more later, you do that too. No big deal. Not a huge industry secret. Now, it did give us one side, two sides, three sides nice and clean, and most of this side. We'll give that a little bit of time to dry up so we can put some sand on it, and we'll touch up this other side after that. And then we've got to figure out how to get this to sit just like that on top of the new situation. Top of this box, so it just looks like this ice cream sandwich all the time. That's what we want. And I don't know how we're going to do it right now. So we're going to do some pegs. Don't know. I'm also a little bit scared of the chamfer, if I'm being honest with you. I'm almost thinking about doing a round over because it's a little more controllable from a tear out perspective. Because there's a lot of heading towards the edges, and that's not a lot of runway for even a little block plane. But you could sand a nice round over relatively easily. James says, what am I making? I am making a box for this. I wonder if I should have used plexiglass. I don't know that I can be that accurate with plexiglass. Stuff's a little thick, but it is warm. It's cold right now. A little more fickle when it's cold. It snaps wonderfully when it's cold. Tiffany says, I love that, Tim. Wait, I missed some stuff. Tiffany says, just popping through to say what's good, about to jump on some of my own projects, maybe lurking for a bit. Oh yeah, well you're welcome too. Got me wanting ice cream, and now hope everybody has a great weekend. We hope you have a great weekend too. Eco Crafts, we made chocolate snap cookies and sliced up ice cream ones is something to do, and yum. Tim, that sounds delicious, man. Eco Wood says nice, and Tim says, anything my oldest wants to do with me, I do it. The day I'm not wanted as much is coming. Yeah. But you know, you gotta make room for the new chapters. So that's all they're doing, is making room for the new chapters. And but you're part of the base. You know what I mean? So you're part of the long story. You know that. Tiffany says, I love that, Tim. You blink and they're past it. Don't blame me one bit. Good on you. Absolutely, Tiffany. Appreciating that is it's like a secret. It's this secret that shouldn't be a secret. They grow fast. They grow out of being babies, and then they're never babies again, ever. Ugh. Heartbreaking. Said, man, what was nice being about those rascals? If you're not subscribed, I welcome you to. I am going to probably do another giveaway at the end of the month. I'm probably going to do several. I've got a lot of mallets to give away. And I think I'm going to start putting together some giveaways for some of this jewelry. Once I'm satisfied with the quality and that I'm satisfied that it lasts a little bit of time. And yeah, I'll probably put like an Etsy store or something like that as well. And then that way people have access to the stuff that I've been mostly asked about. So just give me a second and I will try to do my best to get you something that you can go look at and maybe have for yourself. I won't sell anything that I'm not making with my own hands. I won't sell anything that I didn't produce by myself. So, you at least have that. If it's crappy, you'll be like, I don't know who did it. Wise thing would have been to do this final sand and tighten this thing up this degree. Smart thing would have been to do that after I had the inside of this lined up with something that can hold it true to the inside of that. But you know, what the frick do I know about anything? Use that a little bit of pressure on that for a little bit longer. Check the chat. Eco Wood says gotta go. We'll see you later, Eco. Sometimes y'all get a little wrapped up. Who in here is a child of the 80s? Did any of you guys in here that was out? So, here's our box, essentially. And we'll have to figure out either how we could possibly put some hinges or something. Probably, I don't know if it, oh, yo! The case opens like this, right? Oh my God, it could be like a little case, put a little handle on it. Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be so cool. Get some black felt, line it, sit it in there. That's gonna be super cool, right? That makes sense. Yes. Got an idea. Got an idea. Got an idea. Alrighty. Well, we got a good fit on the bottom and the top. Matched up pretty nicely, I think. Do have to clean up a little bit here. We got to establish which side is which. The top, the bottom, the inside, the out, the left, the right. Because this is very precisely done at this point. So let me just do a little X right here, a little X right here, sand right out. A little hole up here, a little hole over here. Can't mistake it. And I'm gonna let that dry a little bit. Oh my God, I think I want ice cream now. I swear I think I want ice cream now. So let me see if I've got hinges by happenstance. And hopefully I do. If I do, it's fixing beyond. Popping. It shall be all I need. I see my soul. Let's look over here for a while. Let's see if we got hinges in here. Well, just see some little bumpers that can come in handy. Sir, yes, sir. That's such a good idea. I don't want to not do it. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to not put some cool hinges on that now. But nonetheless, I can line it up, get it all set up, maybe get some magnets on it, let it hold itself together. How can we ensure that we get an exact duplicate of the inside? Oh, we got the same width all the way around, so I guess that could be sort of a kind of an absolute, in fact. We just have to make sure we're copying it exactly. Alright, so we'll need this. We need to put a nice little. Oh, you know, I've got these little earth magnets here. I've got a little box of them. I keep some stuff around in this piece. I do. I do. massive. It's big and bulky. Could be inside and it could fold open like that. No, I don't like it. I don't like it. Maybe, just maybe. Maybe I'll just go to the hardware store before it closed and come back. I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it open. What could I do? Chat. I'm going to depend on you real quick. Tell me what you would do in this scenario. Somebody has an idea. Somebody has an idea. The idea cannot be just hightail it to the hardware store. What's the idea? Wait. I need you. Obi-Wan. You're our only hope. Mike says, Harbor Freight sells you a stack of 10 for $4. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. You can use baby hinges or leather for hinges. Yeah, I don't have leather though, unfortunately. Oh, I know what you mean, Mike. Yeah, you gotta have a little tiny dowel and then you can put like the news. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. That would be a good idea too. Oh man, like if I had more room in here, I don't think I have enough room for this. But if I had more room, I would glue this down and lock it in place. And then I would run this on the table saw and cut a perfect line around it and make it like a flip open case with two hinges on the back and then a little clip open case right there. And I'd have a little, I just don't think I've got room for that. I don't think that would be ideal. Let me see if I've got room for it. Because I don't know if I've got enough height between those two for that to happen. That would take a cut about the thickness of this walnut on my table saw. So I'm going to put one of those on there and see if I can hear or feel if it elevates it. That's what I need to know. There's a scrap piece of walnut that's small enough to go in that box. To the scrap pile, boy. Alright. Got one. It split open on me on that pendant, so let's do it. Put that there. If this can be here, and that will sit flush, then I've got room. But that's all I've got room for. It's doing it though. It's doing it though. That is going to be a fine cut. But I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. That is absolutely going to be perfect. That gives me a perfect, like, if you're gonna cut a box and you want the lid and the bottom to be this spot on, that's the way to do it. And you could cut this with a saw. You could. I don't know if I would. I might try it. But the first thing I'm going to do is glue it, and then that way, you know, if I become courageous enough to, then yeah, I'll have done that. I think at this juncture, I may want to go with the CA glue here. No, I don't. I do trust the tight bond a little bit more. I am going to overdo it, and I'm going to pay for it a little bit later. But you know what we do for a good squeeze out is almost always unnecessary. So 'tis the life as it happened. I am just going to make sure I've got a good bead that goes all the way around, kind of like a gasket here, so that when I do get squeezed, I get all of it. I get it good. I'm going to get a little bit of this excess out of here so I don't ruin my entire day, but I am going to kind of pull it a little bit. I don't want it to be too excessive inside of there. That's my main concern. The outside is going to be manageable before it dries. The inside won't be. Alright. Enough paddling around. Let's get our clamps ready. Go ahead and set that. We're going to do a little bit of wiggle on the way down. And then we're just going to let the clamping pressure do all the rest of the squeezing and the heaving. I'm going to go maybe right there. A light little twist on it just to give a little bit of pressure so that the clamp doesn't drop. And then I'm going to do the same over here. A little pressure so the clamp doesn't drop. And then so much stuff. Is that better? I'm just going to make sure that this is lined up exactly where we had intended. Each and every way. Gotta be a little bit meticulous right here. Got to be. If you've got the opportunity to get some glue off right here, that's cool too. Now, tightening. Don't want to squeeze any one of these too fast or too much tighter than the other. We want constant pressure kind of going down together. And really, I'm probably already too tight, but I want tight enough for both of them. Really don't want to move. But now I don't feel anything that I can't sand on these edges out of whack, so all good. What if we had forgotten and left the violin in there? We gotta run the table saw. Try not to cut it. That would have been crazy. Dad's workshop. Man, I missed all of y'all. Router, chisel, whatchamacallit joint. You could make a slip top, a slide top. Oh, that's a good idea, baby pussy. Oh, that was a good idea. I should have looked at you when you said it. My fault. That's a good idea. Mike said, you mean rabbit joints? Yeah, I thought about that earlier in getting this initial assembly, but I didn't think about that for a top. I use a few smaller rasps to cut down the bit of top along the edges, set perfectly down to the edge of the box. Oh, that is the idea. That's exactly what I should have done. That is exactly what I should have done. But this forces me to buy hinges and hardware, and I'm kind of happy to do it. But it also lets me finish this box, and then I make that one cut, and I'm good. Well, technically it's going to be 2 cuts. What a good idea. Tiffany said, yeah, that was a good idea. Calvin says, rabbit, that's right. Baby Kissing says, use your carpenter knife. Mike said, the Brits call them rebate. Oh, okay. Exactly, went blank on the word, says Tiffany. Me too, I probably wouldn't have known. Routing planes, a small shoulder plane, a saw and a chisel. Yep. Look at these guys in here dropping the knowledge. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Love it. We got a lot of wisdom in this chat. I appreciate it because these dudes drop by. They got their own channels to manage, and they'll come through and give me some information and give my people some information. And shout out to Mike's Making Stuff. Shout out to Dad's Workshop. You should go follow Mr. Calvin and Miss Heather over there at Dad's Workshop. You get a twofer over there because his lovely lady is a video editing master mind. I said that like a monster truck rally. But anyway, she's starting a channel. She's been involved with his for some time. But she's finally gonna make some time for us over there, teach us how not to mess our videos up. I desperately need that help. If you do, that's where you can get it. Miss Heather B in the chat. I don't know if Calvin and Miss Heather's still here, but if you are, you could drop a link. Drop a link on them. Super chill. No, I'm not kidding. But please drop a link on them. Do any of y'all get this impatient where you just start sanding your glue up as it's glued up? Any of you guys do that? Mm-hmm. Also, if so, Wes does it, meditation and wood therapy might be for you. Wes does it, meditation and wood therapy. You can look at all the stuff that he does to frustrate himself. And you can think to yourself, thank God that's not me. Things like walnut tear-outs. Creamless. Inconsistent chat responses. I'll be there for you. And sending the stars. I'll be there for you. And sending the stars. I'll be there for you. Sending down. Cheryl says no tracksuit tonight. Not tonight. Just the old suspenders and the dollies. Ooh. This is so much more difficult to manage. But look at me on top. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. It has been a wild time around here, though. Just saying. Got this nice and crispy. That's glued down. I think before we cut that, we're gonna definitely chamfer all the way around there on both sides and make it look like a proper ice cream sandwich. I kind of do want to put them holes in it now that you say that, because it's the right size almost. Oh, crazy. But I like that now that it's this way, and we 45'd our joints, we don't have any visible joinery. And I do like that look. We are going to do some more sanding here and here and here. But for now, I like where we're at with this thing. One more time for the chat. This is Dad's workshop. Well, hello for the chat. Calvin, was that your boy on the track? Of course it was your son on that tractor today. Kid was driving a tractor with his grandfather. It looked like the luckiest kid on earth. Being able to hop on a tractor and just scoot with your grandpa. That's awesome. Core memory. Then foraging in the forest with your father. Was also a good time. They did some of that. You can go over there and check out some of that wholesome goodness over at Dad's workshop. And it'll teach you about trees along the way. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. We threatened to give you a lesson on grass too, but I said that's another day. I'm waiting. I can't grow grass in my front yard. Too shady. Need advice and help. Can Dad's workshop help us? But West does it. Not green thumb. Nothing. I'm excited about both cutting this open and the hinges themselves. Mike, what are you doing right now? Are you available for your live to open up? I think Calvin may not be at his shop right now. I don't know. Cal, you at the shop? I guess you can't go live on my call. He was only steering, though he could drive it. Hey, that's big enough. That's enough for me. That's enough for me. If I'm under 12 and if I'm touching any part of it and it's moving, I'm driving. I'm gonna call it. Running the house. I drove the tractor all over the whole farm. Knocked down some trees and saved some nuns. What's for dinner? Ice cream sandwiches again? Oh,
beautiful and clean. And the thing about it, when you sand it while it's gluing up, I'm not recommending that you agitate your glue up. I'm not. But if you do, man, if there's glue involved, it just cleans that whole situation up very, very nicely. It does. Sawdust just works its way right in there. And everything very well cleaned up. I don't know if I said that word to emphasize the same word. What happens, doggone it? Alright. Not a whole lot left to do here except for to wait for this to dry. You know we're not going to risk pushing it through a saw or pulling the saw through it until it is dry. So I'm going to give that a second. And I'm going to go get something. Maybe an ice cream sandwich. I don't know. Is anybody liking and subscribing? Because I like you. And real quick, if there's anybody who's got a channel in the chat who I have not subscribed to, or just have a channel that you want to promote in the chat, you can drop it down there before I log off and go feed my mouth. And then that way we can hang out with you sometime. Dad's Workshops in the woods of Old Virginia. Yeah. Where you get some doggone banjo, what do they call them, fiddles. North of North Carolina, it goes from violin to fiddle. They that close. Andy Griffith was in Mayberry, North Carolina. It was about maybe an hour from my hometown. But anyways, see y'all later on tonight when I'm actually finishing that, and I'll put the finishes on it, meaning once we can cut it open, we can start cleaning it up and all that stuff. Maybe while I'm out, I'll see if I can drop by and maybe get some sort of fabric. I'd like to put some black fabric in there and let it sit in that. I think that would be cool. Ding-a-ding, banjo. Just making fiddle music. Oh, yeah. Fiddles and banjos are definitely different. That's my bad. He says he loves the fiddle. Baby Kisses throwing up the deuces and the rabbits. Okay, y'all. I appreciate you hanging out with me. Come back. I'm going to come back. But not right now. I'm going to find something. I'm going to log off and push these things in my ears. See you later, alligators, sweet potatoes. Peace.